Knepple here with Science News. These inventions and new scientific thoughts will blow the mind. First, we have an innovative invention that helps the disabled. It's called the iBot. Dean Kamen and the others at DEKA created this amazing contraption that has a pivoting pair of wheels. The wheelchair is able to balance while traveling upstairs, and not to mention the wheelchair's basic ability to travel on poor terrain such as sand and gravel. Dean Kamen is an American inventor from New Hampshire. He's also known as the famous two-wheeled Segway inventor. DEKA Research and Development Corporation was founded in 1982 by Dean Kamen himself. The corporation consists of nearly 200 engineers, technicians, and support staff. The name DEKA itself is derived from Dean Kamen's name, which is the first two letters of his first and last name. Many must be thinking in their heads, how does this wheelchair balance on two wheels? The answer is simple. It elevates you in a sitting position by rotating its four-wheel base until the chair perks on two wheels. The iBot has internal sensors to keep the machine balanced while you move the lever in the direction that you want it. The iBot sensors continuously and automatically adjust the gyro balance system to your center of gravity. It has internal computers that process 10,000 signals per second. These signals help the position. If you were disabled, would you want an old-fashioned wheelchair like this? And it all is manual power? How about this one? Yeah, it's electric, and it's shiny. But if it was me, I would definitely prefer to have the iBot over any other wheelchair that's out there. Many people in this world are worried of a natural disaster occurring, or some other phenomenon that will wipe out the human race off the planet. Others say that there is going to be an ice age or global warming happening. Who knows the answer? Many people today are trying to predict the results using data from the past to make a prediction. This chart shows how the currents of the oceans flow. On this map, it shows where the hot water rises and cools. The water cools at the Arctic Ocean and warms up at the Indian and North Pacific Oceans. Ice Age researchers say that in the next 20 years the tides would change. This would cause a global catastrophe in which it could result in colder waters. The scientific term for this is called the glacial period, otherwise known as an ice age. This, many say, causing another ice age is highly unlikely for many scientists, though some ecologists that specialize in glacial studies think that they would most likely Over the past many years, many ridiculous statements have been released like the end of the world, and many natural disasters to go with it. The possibilities of these events ever occurring are not likely, but it could take thousands of years from now, for all we know, before it actually occurs. According to the National Snow and Ice Data Center, there are two ice sheets in the world that cover Antarctica and the majority of Greenland. These two ice sheets contain 99% of the freshwater ice on our planet. The Antarctic ice sheet measures approximately 5.4 million square miles, and the Greenland ice sheet measures 650,000 square miles. On average, though, they are melting faster. For a while, change will come slowly, but later this century it will speed up. The consequences of this melting include the release of methane, which is a warming gas, trapped in the tundra, and the slowing of the Atlantic conveyor, which would cool Europe and warm tropical waters. The Atlantic conveyor, as shown in this picture, is the area near Greenland in which the water cools. While politicians have worried long and hard about global warming, which might raise the Earth's temperature 1.4 to 5.8 degrees Celsius by century's end, a growing body of evidence suggests natural forces could just as easily plunge Earth's average temperatures downward. In the past, the planet's climate has changed 10 degrees in as little as 10 years. The possibility of an ice age and global warming are two theories that aren't too far away from each other. When people think global warming, they think CO2. They think that if we can get everyone to stop spraying aerosol cans, that we can save the environment. The true cause of global warming is the lack of organisms that get rid of this CO2. In my eyes, after looking over all this data, I can conclude that the ice caps are melting, but it is not to the extremes that people are taking it.
The purpose of this is to inform you of the great urgency there is now for the world, for each and every person to be reconciled to God. The Bible is the Word of God. Everything the Bible declares has the full authority of God Himself. Now at this time, information is coming forth from the Bible which clearly reveals God's plan for Judgment Day and the end of the world itself. The Bible has opened up its secrets concerning the timeline of history. This information was never previously known because God had closed up His Word, blocking any attempt to gain knowledge of the end of the world. As we all know, Judgment Day did not happen like we all thought it would happen. Like I said earlier, not every theory, whether it's from God or not, is going to be a true statement. New technology and invention lead to the invention of plants being able to text us. Smart sensors let plants send text messages to their growers for water. The leaf sensor attaches to the plant's leaf and uses algorithms to translate its moisture content. It hooks onto a plant leaf like a paperclip would attach to a paper. It also has a casing around it to protect the microsmart chip which sends messages to the main board from rain and other weather conditions. The main board then can go and send short messages or even call the person who has it. This advancement in technology would help a lot in agriculture and food supplies around the world. A good amount of plants die each year because of the lack of proper care, and this could solve that issue. The concept of this would work with plants in the home, outdoors, or even at mass in a farm. This could possibly change the farming business altogether. With this invention, it could make it so farmers will not have to do any laboring work to water their crops anymore. For example, if they get sprinklers, and when a section of plants texts for help, then the farmer can turn on the sprinklers to water the specific crops that need the water. There could be many benefits to the world from this invention. This could help stop our country from going hungry, because a huge percent of our crops die each year to the lack of care or knowledge. Since it is hard to tell when and when not a plant needs to be watered, they often overwater the plants. This invention could also take away unnecessary jobs like caring for a farm and help industrialize and lower the prices of everything that we work for in life. For example, putting food on the table every night. The downsides to this invention could be enormous though. If a sensor fails to work, then the plant might not get the necessities it needs and could ruin the harvest. There is also the fact that this could take away jobs that people have been doing since they were young, leaving them jobless.